Hi guys from Finland. What's up? Oh, I've been to Finland a couple times. Love it there. Are you teaching at University of Tampa still? I'm not teaching at University of Tampa still, but we are making the Muscle Ph.D. Academy course. Yeah, it's going to be unreal. Oh, I got to step it up. Okay. All right. Thanks, Benji. Okay. Can I make gains training 3 days a week hard? Yeah, absolutely.
You want to specify? Are we talking full body or what?
Well, okay, good point. Good point, Paul. If I was training 3 times a week, I would do full body, for sure. For sure. Erica Penna says, you are the best. Erica, you're the best. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Will Birdine says, what would you recommend for constant shoulder pain when benching? I mean, a couple things you could think about for a second. It depends on like how the pain is. Is it intensity dependent? Is it your form? You know what I mean? So like for example, you might adopt a form that's a little bit more powerlifting like. So with bodybuilding, you kind of have a flat bench form. Maybe you're going wide grip until you have a long distance and you're going wide, so that's actually causing shoulder pain. Maybe if you arch your back a little bit more, a little bit closer grip, straight line distance, that would take away the pain. You may need to back off the heavy benching for a while.
I'm gonna jump in.
Yeah.
Paul over here, I actually had double shoulder surgery like 2 years ago, so I definitely was aware that I had issues with benching. And one thing that I noticed that I could actually do, because I could never really flat bench realistically, if it was I couldn't do a lot of weight or it just hurt, I had a pain similar to you, both before and after surgery. So I do dumbbell bench all the time, and I have no issues now. It puts my shoulders in the optimal positioning, so I actually don't have any issues, and I can do more. So
yeah, exactly.
What about doing the sorry, I'm trying to get focused a little bit better. What about doing when you bench press, instead of, you obviously talked about coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
What about coming down, kind of like pressing your elbows at a 45-degree angle?
I think that works. I think one of the things I always say is this, like, I think people should rotate their tires, all right? So, for example, if you only bench a certain way, you're going to get overuse injuries that way. If you switch up your grip and angle, one, you'll get stronger, but two, you rotate kind of your tires. And so I think if you can adopt a form that's going to work around that pain, that can be beneficial, and it adds variation.
How important do you think it's even to lower the weight and more so focus on training just the pecs as opposed to strength movement using your?
I think especially if you are, if Will is focused more on hypertrophy, that if he can't lift as heavy, that there's evidence that like using intent can increase activation as if he was lifting heavy with a threshold. In other words, you're not going to put 5 pounds on each side of the bar and ever be able to mimic 225 no matter how much you focus on the weight. But if you're lifting at 55, 60% of your 1RM and you're controlling it more and focusing on the chest, that might make up for the fact that you can't lift as heavy because of the pain. So,
what about the reverse grip barbell bench press?
Good point.
Reverse grip barbell bench press, one of the things about it is that it causes more flexion of the shoulders, and more flexion is going to activate the upper pecs more. Of course, as you know, reverse grip you're going to have to be careful with, because if you look YouTube, you can lose your grip this way and boom, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's a little bit more, or here, it's a little bit more dangerous to lift. So if you are doing reverse, I'd go lighter and make sure you have a spotter. I would not do reverse grip without a spotter. Best tips for hypertrophy? Variation. Whatever you're doing currently, whatever exercise you do almost every time, completely change them up. It's definitely variation. Jerry Bauer says, hey Doc, what's up Jerry? How to start off breaking the plateau? Again, whatever you're doing, whatever exercise you do all the time, stop doing them and do something entirely different, okay? Like you have to, exercise selection, I truly believe exercise selection is the key to break a plateau. Everyone talks about sets, reps, intensity, but I really think exercise variation is the most powerful tool you can use to break a plateau. Change everything up. For the next month, do exercise you have not done in years. Guaranteed you will grow. Nick Brandon Long says, macros, do you count vegetable as carbs and calculations? Basically what I would do is I count your net carbs. That's my advice. That's total carbs minus fiber. Erica. I like Erica. You're awesome. When training to compete, is it still necessary that long 45 minutes and 1 hour cardio if I'm a very strict diet and doing my weight training I don't think it's necessary. It's, it all comes down to where you're at and how your body responds. If you're training 5-6 days a week and you can get away with just doing sprints, just do sprints. If you have to,
cardio.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have to do it, don't.
To get shredded, it doesn't mean you have to do cardio.
No, exactly.
It's really based on how you respond personally.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, there's people that don't even have to do cardio. Rich, for example, has never done cardio, and he just nationally qualified.
Yeah. Yep.
Other people need to do 4 hours a week.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hence.
And please don't get in the predicament where you have to do an hour of cardio along with training for an hour and a half just to get show ready.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. And the reason why is because especially your hormones are going to be so screwed, and literally that's what I think is like. It's controversial as it sounds, but like a lot of people think that natural bodybuilding is super healthy. If you're doing what Paul said and you're having to do like 6 hours of cardio a week, and you're having to starve yourself, and you're having to train with weights an hour and a half a day, that's not the healthiest thing you can do. It's not. And then you're going to rebound after your show, and then you're going to have psychological problems, and then it's going to take you maybe years to recover, right? So a lot of times you have like natural bodybuilders and people who aren't natural, and they're natural like, people who aren't natural, they're horrible. I don't know that what you're doing in that sense is that healthy either, right? So I think you really need to understand where you're at and count the cost and understand your genetics and what you actually can and can't do.
You could throw this point in there. So when you're dieting, okay, jump on this.
Yeah, jump in.
So when you're dieting and you get to that point, you're probably around, 8-9%, and then you find that it's harder to diet, it's harder to lose weight. It's because you're not supposed to be that lean.
Exactly.
The human body was not intended for that.
You're not supposed to be below 8% body fat. Yeah, there's some people that walk around like that year round, but really, when you get to that point and you're at a plateau with your fat loss, it's mainly because your body's not supposed to go below that. So.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of times, a lot of girls will come to me, good shape, maybe like 20-something% body fat, and they come to me and like, I really want to do a show. What should I do? I always ask them, why do you want to do a show? And they'll say, I just want to like look really good. I go, okay, is it worth it to you to look really good on stage, and then gain 10 pounds more fat than when you start than where you're at right now? Is that worth it to you?
And what happens?
That's going to happen.
What happens every single time? They're like, that won't happen to me.
That won't happen to me,
It
and
happens.
it happens every single time. So you got to really understand your genetics. Bodybuilding could be just to look to be your best, but just understand like if you are naturally an endomorph, you really have to understand what's going on before you go down that route. Sophia. I'm just gonna say Sophia. Sophia. What's up, Sophia? Do painkillers affect gains? Yes. Especially the more advanced you are, if you're taking a lot of painkillers around the workout, it'll prevent hypertrophy or muscle growth. Lagging calf muscles recommendation from Matt. Train them every single day. It's my number one recommendation.
I don't know how to address this one, but I'm not sure what.
Hey, what's your guys' favorite movie?
Where?
So that was one. That's Carol Sagan. It's really a question. It depends on the genre that you're in, right? If I had to pick one, like blind throw something, I would say Born Identity.
Ooh. The Bourne's all together.
Bourne's all together. Every year I watch them again.
Yeah. There's a series.
That's like an action drama thriller, sport movie. I mean, I have to say Rocky. I'm gonna have to say
It's a thriller. It's
What's
everything.
What about Miracle?
Oh yeah, Miracle's good. yeah, Miracle too.
Do you know one of the best movies is? Limitless.
Oh, Limitless is one of my favorite movies. Yeah,
That's probably my favorite.
that's Chris's movie.
See?
Yeah,
Yes.
Chris. Yeah, it's Chris.
I mean, I think we can all agree that if we could take that pill, we would.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
No need to go to school.
Yeah.
Because goals.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I feel that like, and I think Andy too. If limitless for like us is being able to focus. You know what I mean? I'm literally all over the place.
Yeah, it's hard.
If I could focus, I would be limitless. So,
It's not. It's at this point, I could agree that most of us, it's really just being able to focus.
Being
on
able
the
to
topic
focus.
for-
That's
for-
what it is.
for
Yeah.
That's a good
so long.
point.
Yeah, for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Kinetic gains. That's a cool name. Can you touch on training at somewhere like Planet Fitness? Just need to hear it from a professional. I mean, train where you feel's home. Train where you feel the atmosphere has the right vibe. I mean, if you're in Tampa, train at ASPI, right? That's what it really comes down to, is what vibes you. Is it like a hardcore feel? Is it, are you a mom who has kids and not really looking to be around hardcore people? Find the gym that fits that niche. You know what I mean? Are you want to train like an athlete? I would train here at ASPI if that were the case. So.
And if Planet Fitness is all you have, that's all you have.
That's the other thing.
You can make it work.
Make it work. Put your headphones in and zone out, right? It's you against you. Look in the mirror, it's you against you. Jakov Jukic. While stopping using creatine supplementation, excuse me, sorry. So while stopping using creatine supplementation, decrease 1 RM lift. No. So you'll sustain. Next question. Do you teach CE classes? That's idea, Jason. We are getting ready to teach Muscle Ph.D. Academy. We're working every single day.
Extensively.
Ryan, no sleep. I was working on a lot today. Ryan Sursaw, Health and Fitness. Ryan Sursaw. What's up, Ryan Sursaw, Health and Fitness? Thoughts on having 1 day a week with low protein to promote upregulation of receptors? There's something to that, I think. There's research, I don't think that you should have a constant protein supply or you'll adapt to it. So there's a study by Tipton that basically showed like if you upped your protein like 2 grams per pound and then you back down to what ended up happening is you actually end up losing muscle. So because basically at first it's anabolic, but then it's not. So you don't want to adapt to your protein intake. So basically you want to cycle it. Maybe have 2 high days, 2 high days, maybe 3 moderate days, and 1 or 2 low. Calorie cycling. Same thing.
Pretty much is.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yes and no, because sometimes calorie cycling they equate for the carbs or necessarily the fat, not necessarily the protein. The protein usually stays stagnant.
Every time I calorie cycle somebody, their protein stays constant.
Yeah,
That's the thing. So it's like 2 alternatives. Like which other way works.
Yeah, what would you rather do?
Mm-hmm.
Llewellyn JVR. Please answer this South African's question. What's up, man? I actually have never been to South Africa. Push-pull legs. What are your thoughts on it? I think as a split, I think it's a great split. Push-pull legs is a great split. It's a tried and true classic. Again, like everything else, I change things up. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people ask me, like, what's good? To train chest and shoulders together? Sure.
Get in there and kill it.
Sure. Sometimes, though, people ask me, should I train back and shoulders? Sure. But do them both, right? So you want to change it up. You're going to adapt to chest and shoulders, switch that up, and you're going to make gains the other way. So good split, classic, but switch it up. Erica is star of the day here. But my body fat right now is 14, and I want to do a show in November. But this time, I'm working longer hours and not sleeping more than 5. See, here's the
Is
thing.
there a woman? I would assume so.
Yeah, Eric.
If you're 14% body fat, you're a woman, you're close to stage.
You're close to stage ready
That's very
already.
close to
Yeah.
stage ready.
So how did you measure 14%?
Are you
Yeah.
assuming, or is that going off
Yeah.
of results?
Yeah. So if we assume you're 14%, you're definitely close to stage ready already. But the thing is, this is me personally. I would never do a show where you can only do 5 hours a night of sleep. You need to select your time where that's when it becomes unhealthy, because now you have the stress of life. you have the stress of no sleep, you have the stress of the show, and it's November, you do the show, you're setting yourself up to gain more fat than ever during the holidays. Personally, I hit eject. That's just me. I'm going to be honest with you. But unless you're 14% body fat and you're ready to step on stage, which you may be, in which case I'd focus on getting more sleep and just dial it in for the show.
And slowly increasing your metabolism.
Exactly. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Body coach Camlish. No, body coach _ Camlish. What's up, body coach _ Camlish? How to deal with elbow pain while doing triceps? I mean, you got, again, if there's an exercise that's causing inflammation of the triceps, you got to not do that. So, for example, I used to have like a lot of pain when doing like skull crunchers, okay? And but when I ended up doing when I moved it back to like here, whereas like if I did French presses, I didn't have a problem, and I was able to kind of manipulate the force away from like my elbows being straight on. So I just switched to more like French press exercises. I didn't have problems, for example, when I did cable press downs, because I can manipulate myself so I didn't get that sharp elbow pain. So whatever exercise is causing the sharp elbow pain, stay away from that. Maybe try blood flow restriction. There's some evidence like that could help too. Okay, any potential release date for Project Shred? So here's Hugo. Hugo, we're first going to release Muscle Ph.D. Academy because it's a full-time project, and I think Project Shred's probably going to be something in 2018.
With the academy, you're not even going to need Project Shred.
No, you're not.
You're going to have all of
You have everything you need to know to get shredded.
You really will.
You really will. Okay. All or nothing nutrition. I love it. I love all or nothing. This is a great name.
There's
period.
an underscore in there. It's all or nothing. Nutrition.
All or nothing _ nutrition. What's up there, buddy? Do you reckon BCA recommend? Reckon. Do you reckon BCAs are useful at any point? Where are you from? All or nothing? Sounds like England. You know what I mean? What do you reckon? Do you reckon BCAs are useful at any point? Yep, I definitely do. I've never been a fan and tend to find ensuring enough protein daily is good enough. I mean, look, if you're fine with getting protein like that all the time, great. If but I do think BCAs have a great role. Especially if you can't eat protein all the time, it's also a way to keep your calorie load less.
Yeah, if I was just gonna bring that up, if your calorie load is low, say you're only eating 1,700 calories a day, but you need 200 grams of protein, I mean, you're only getting a really small amount of carbs and fat at that point. Therefore, dropping your protein and adding some BCAs in there may help you retain muscle.
Yes. I remember when I was back in grad school, that was like all the rage. They took whole protein and they compared it to just BCAs, and you saw BCAs stimulate as much protein synthesis as the whole protein. So I think Andy's on point, to be honest with you.
I love my BCAs intra-workout.
I like BCAs in general. It makes me feel anabolic. But
placebo, it is.
Yeah, it makes you feel anabolic. Chris and I were just having a conversation earlier today. Chris Irvin and I, he's like, to think anabolic is to be anabolic. There's actually some evidence for that.
Agreed.
There really is. But there is also lots of evidence that BCAs are anabolic. So I'm not just saying that, there is.
It's the power of the mind.
Power of the mind and BCAs. Eric Olson, if I stopped taking creatine after previously taking 10 milligrams daily for months, how long does my body take to deplete? Depends on how often you're training there, pal. But it could probably take, I would say go back down to baseline, it could take as long as 2 months. But let's just say to be safe, a month. Someone said to take a modafinil. Fitness Life 211. Is losing 120 pounds in 4 months unhealthy? Can I do rapid fire here?
Yeah.
I would say yes. Patrick Dobos. Hi, Doc. What's up, dude? What can I do if I stop losing weight? Lost 10 kilograms and it stopped. If I'm cycling calories and carbs daily. You might need to change up your exercise. Throw in some high-intensity interval training, calorie cycle.
I thought this was rapid fire. Where's your energy?
Oh, no. See, I didn't know. I thought that question was rapid fire. Are we on rapid fire? We're on rapid fire?
We have a lot of questions.
Okay, guys, we're on rapid fire, so we are going to go rapid. It means I can't go into detail, okay? Mika Matit Takanine. Should people take a meal high in sodium only or a meal with sodium and potassium post-workout? Both.
Right here.
Do you plan on releasing a new program? Yes. When are you updating the Muscle Ph.D. website?
Very soon.
Very soon. How effective is offset training for strength, such as deadlifting using a landmine? I would never use landmines when I train.
Wait, how effective is training such as deadlifting using landmine? Isn't that just grabbing a barbell like that?
Oh, okay, no.
Or
all right.
Call that landmines as well, like
Okay.
one row with a barbell.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're doing like one, I think that's it's a form of variation, Yana. So, you know, it's a form of variation. I would definitely recommend it.
We just have to remember a lot of these training names are like someone just says it one day and somehow it catches on and it makes no sense. It doesn't apply whatsoever.
Okay, yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. So it's kind of like okay, yeah, anyway.
It's like from what I think, it's like a barbell row.
Okay.
And it's attached on the one end.
Got it. Okay.
So.
Yeah, no, I think that works. Peter Choi, is there any info on if glycogen usage is localized to the muscle group being worked? Yes, lots of info. Localized. Opinion on HIIT train, love it. Any benefit to keeping BFR reps on 10 minutes post-workout? I wouldn't. Yana, will periodizing your diet help with fat loss? Yes. I have scar tissue on my Achilles tendon. How can I get by this? I've been doing a lot of Graston. I would keep doing that. Rush Jarvis. There seems to be some controversy about putting the long/short head of the biceps at a biomechanical disadvantage by curling your arms behind head in front of your body plane. Oh, okay, yeah. That causes basically like active insufficiency.
Yeah.
So you're causing active insufficiency, which means that like basically the filament, basically the biceps are not in an optimal range to contract, and so they have to work harder and to recruit more motor units. I think it's a good technique, but also train them on stretch. Do you recommend Project Mass for men over 40? Yeah. Nick Collins, on the subject of calorie cycling, how would you recommend this for a bulk? Have like 2 high days, 1 moderate day, 1 maintenance day, 1 deficit day. So 2 high, 1 moderate, 1 or 2 maintenance, 1 deficit. Okay. Oh, Papa John. I love pizza.
I didn't even see his name.
Do
you own Papa John's?
Yeah.
I don't think so, but send us some.
No, exactly. Is there value in changing up the angle of the bench when doing incline presses? Yes. Ryan Sershaw, Health and Fitness. Any advice for someone looking to grow their following a business for training and online coaching?
That's an interesting question.
Any advice?
Seamless consumption and application.
Seamless consumption and application. Ryan, what it all comes down to is give as much value as you possibly can. It's always about the person. You're helping the person. You're helping people, right? You're a counselor. You're helping people. Everything else follows from that. They'll help you after that, right? But your job first is the interest of the person and to help them. Truly try and change lives, and that's your point of differentiation.
It's not about you. It's about them.
It's about them. Right? Just like this Muscle Ph.D. platform. Like, I truly love you guys. Dice Cordero. Hello from Brazil. I play rugby, but I also work out. How would be a good workout plan for hypertrophy because I'm always sore? I mean, check out Project Mass. I mean, I just rapid fire, right? I don't know what else to say.
Right.
Lisa Santafonto. When is Muscle Ph.D. Academy being released?
Late fall.
Late fall.
I really appreciate it. Take notes. Okay,
You'll
cool.
see it. Don't worry. You'll see it.
You'll see.
You'll see. Thoughts are? Oh, we're not talking about that.
No.
Best exercises. Severe knee pain.
The best exercise and foods to help with severe knee pain when kneeling, I go low carb. There's a lot of evidence of going really low carb and upping your fats can decrease inflammation drastically. I did it. My knees used to be in agony, and now I'm normal. So, Mars MBA. What's the best thing to do for weight loss with insulin resistance? Go low carb. Christopher Tapia. Hi, Doc. If you slept really bad, would you still work out? I mean, I would. I mean, I'm going to work out today anyway. But the same token, choose your light day. Do isolation day. Maybe yawn. Flux capacitor. I mean, flux too fast.
Where'd you see capacitor?
I don't know. I finished it. It was like, I was thinking, what's the movie? Back to the Future. Which is also, by the way, one of the best movies of all time.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, ever.
When you say capacitor, everyone's like, what? Because I used to have a capacitor for my subs, and they didn't know what I was talking about.
Okay.
Side note. Go back to it. Okay.
Yeah. Flux too fast. You should change your name to Flux Capacitor.
If it's available.
If you do free workout at Aspie anytime you come. How would someone with a hypoactive thyroid bulk without gaining a lot of fat? Low carb. I mean, I know this is rapid fire. Go low carb and calorie cycle. Conventional versus sumo deadlift. Do them both if you want to grow. How do I grow my facial hair? How many reps and sets? Now that's a really good question. It's a really good question.
Let me listen to this one.
Okay, yeah. It's really good, exactly right. Do you see a lot of facial hair here? Do you see a lot of facial hair on Andy? So
currently, to the Muscle Ph.D.
Yeah, we currently have not figured that one out. So we'll let you know when we find out. Right?
All right.
There is some evidence that massage, mechanical massage, can actually stimulate phosphatidic acid in that area.
Stop it.
It makes sense.
I'm just saying, there's some evidence. I just read a paper on it.
How do you think this came in?
Yeah. Paul did. I just saw Paul the other day. He came over for the fight, clean shaven. Came in Monday
strong.
like this.
Really? Look at it. It's not that strong.
No, but if it was Andy and I, that would take
You know how long that would take me?
6 months.
I don't know.
6 months.
6 months.
Well, let's play it now. You guys see her first. This is going to be a beard in 6 months.
Yeah.
It may be patchy, but it's going to be a beard.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Should I grow a beard?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Try it.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I
You're good. It's you get like a
Yeah.
Look at a bar. You'll be good.
Yeah. What about just a stash? You know what I mean?
No. Marketing mixes that idea. We're not going that
All
way.
right. Cool. Okay. Is anabolic window a myth? No, it's the truth. Reverse diet a must? I mean,
It depends on the diet. Like
depends
we
how
just
you
said.
define reverse diet. If it's like, I'm going to diet for 6 months and then reverse diet for 6 months, no. I think it's the opposite of what you should do. Ryan Sershoff, Health and Fitness. Is hypertrophy based primarily on time and retention? Time and retention is one variable in hypertrophy. It's not primarily based on that. It's just a variable. Craig, loving it, killing it, Evans 95. Best cardio for stubborn fat loss? Definitely HIIT, high intensity cardio. There's evidence that actually will increase abdominal fat loss. Navin, my man, what's going on? Fist pump, buddy. When will limits to hypertrophy be available to the public so the scientific community can start listening? You're the greatest. Thanks, buddy. You're the greatest. You're the greatest. Love you, man.
We're very sorry about answering those so slow, but we literally just got to questions relating back to Limitless. That's how many questions are being asked right now.
Oh, we're asking questions about Limitless?
No. That's I'm just getting to the Limitless. People are referencing that whenever we said that was our favorite movie.
Oh, yeah,
That was 15
yeah.
minutes ago.
Okay.
We're trying to get your questions, guys. We're sorry. There's so many.
Guys, there are a lot of questions. We're really trying. Hugo Alessandro Harmelo. Is it possible to go to ASPI and get an assessment on body composition? Yeah, go to theaspi.com, and there are emails, and you can click the email and say, "Hi, my name is Hugo Alessandro Harmelo, and Muscle Ph.D. said to ask this, inquire about doing this, and then our staff will hook you up."
Hook it up.
We have 30 people here. George Kanolikis. Reduce myostatin on natural way, please. Actually, just lifting weights reduce myostatin. Creatine lowers myostatin. HMB lowers myostatin. And there's MyoX, maybe. I mean, I think it might inhibit some of the mRNA.
Yeah.
Train glutes every day. I think if you want to grow your glutes, train them every day. Is there a protein required for hypertrophy while on keto? I think 1.6 grams per kilogram. Ghost of Koala. Hi Doc, fall in a powerlifting program. Will fall in a powerlifting program while adding body movements at the end hurt your ability to gain strength? It's actually the opposite. We actually just put this in our Muscle Ph.D. Academy course. You will gain more strength and you will gain hypertrophy more, by far. So MyoX unproven, we did a study on it, it worked. So no, I think it works. Handsome and tatted. What's the best method to gain muscle but not bulky? Cycle your calories, man. Your thoughts about CrossFit? I mean, it's a sport. If you like CrossFit, do CrossFit. Clearly it works for hypertrophy. Clearly it works for getting shredded.
There's just some of the biggest
Which one?
people I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're
CrossFit?
monsters. Yeah, so
Huge.
The top 5% of CrossFitters that you see in the games are the most ridiculously
physiques.
athletic individuals that
Yeah.
will probably crap on some NFL guys.
Yeah, their physique.
They're insane.
Yeah, they are. So, I mean,
to be able to throw 500 pounds above your head.
Well, after you just ran 6 miles, after
Yeah.
you just swam an additional 3. No problem, I'll do that.
Yeah.
yeah, I think what people are probably asking, what I think of making injury prone or whatever. Well, let me ask you this. You could ask me the same question about football. You could ask me the same thing about hockey. You know what I mean? You could ask the same thing about basketball. Every sport, powerlifting, every sport you compete in, there's a probability of you getting injured, right? So it's a sport. If you love the sport and you want to compete in it, by all means, you know?
I think Will actually presented some information on this on the
We should answer this question.
We're going to.
Okay.
on the ASBI about there's a paper that actually compared like the injury rate in CrossFit to rate other sports, and basically it was no different.
It's a sport. You have to see it as that.
Exactly right.
First, this one.
How low for protein intake for low days? 0.8 per pound, maybe? Maybe point.
It comes back to the idea of how much are you also
Pound per
consuming?
pound.
Per pound. Oh.
0.6 would be the lowest I'd go.
Yeah, I would.
Absolute lowest.
I'll go 0.6 and make sure you're getting like HMB and stuff that day. I can't do that rapid fire.
Okay, that'll be the last question.
So we'll wait for it. So Yusuf Sophia, we're gonna answer. You want me to answer a question now, or we keep rapid fire?
No, 40.
Okay,
Good.
that's right. I got a meeting I got to go to. Jacob, Sophia, what does one have to study to do what you do? Be quite honest with you. I'm sure Andy will tell you everything. Here's the thing. Like, you know, I have degrees in nutrition, psychology, physiology, all that stuff, right? But be quite honest. If you were to look at what to do what you do, like what I do is basically like I find ways to help people reach their genetic potential that much faster. Now, how do I do that? I study psychology, I study physiology, I study nutrition, I study mechanics, I study motor learning, I study supplementation. I never stop studying. I never stop. So the good thing about it is I do think that if you stick with one topic, you hit it more. You start to hit plateaus now. But if you study so much like Andy and I do, we're all over the place. But that's how our mind works. You know, I talked about earlier us being limitless by being able to focus, but maybe our strength is our variability.
Good bit.
You know what I'm saying? That was interesting because like my old professor, my mentor, Dr. Sawyer, actually said that maybe an attribute of greatness is variation, the ability to be varied. I noticed that like we're all over the place, but I could study one topic and then go, screw it, I'm going to tell you the next one, but I pick up all this info. So the answer is study if you want to do what I do. A lot of people say I want to do what I do, but then like if they step into our shoes, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to be all over the place? You know, do you want to have like that type of pressure? You know,
I feel like I'm gone.
Where are you going on Friday? What time's your flight?
yeah, exactly. And my flight. Do you want to fly? Like, I fly out on Friday to Texas. I come back Sunday night, I get Monday, Tuesday, then I fly out again. I mean, it's like, do you want to break paradigms where lots of people in the science world hate you for it because you're introducing something new and they don't understand it, right? These are things you have to ask yourself. So one thing I would say is that the psychology of guts, like the psychology of being able to be emotionally agile, because that's what really I have to be. You know what I mean? To be this chill under the pressure that we face on a day-to-day basis. It requires a lot of emotional agility. So I would definitely study that psychology for yourself.